Take a look, see what he's got to say here. Shinsuke, how's it going, man?
Hello.
Hello.
Good. How about you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. What you got for us?
So, I forgot.
That's what I
Oh
do
yeah,
every time I do the show.
the bank robbery thing. Yeah. So, we discussed this already like a couple of episodes ago. But anyhow, yeah. I'm not talking about all the admins. I'm talking about myself here. Sometimes it's very easy to figure out if someone is helping a friend or they're just like randomly idling next to the bank. And yeah, we had a scenario where this happened and players were punished. Not for 10 days, but they got banned for a couple of days for that. So yeah, like sometimes it's just like, I mean, you don't need like 1,000 IQ to figure out if someone is helping someone, you know, if they are in the same group, if they are, you know, like specifically arresting only some players while like letting others rob, you know, that is just helping friends. It's not that hard. Now in FXDY's case, I'm not sure, but I believe he was banned because he was already banned a couple of times before, and yeah, he also had like a couple of punishments. So it wasn't a 10-day ban only for like specifically this thing. Sometimes bans are culmination of like other warnings, you know, especially if you're like warned for something and you do it like repetitively, you do it again and again. So of course the ban is gonna be like higher than we would usually do. So yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because yeah, I usually would do the same thing, or it should be that, right? The more offenses that somebody accrues in a short amount of time, their subsequent punishment would be huge, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you clarified that because again, there are a lot of times where I'm here, I don't know the context stuff. Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
And yeah, by the way, while I'm here, I wanted to mention one more thing. So yeah, regarding the rules, what Wizzy mentioned. Now, I totally agree. Like, this is not a perfect system. We still have many flaws. We still have many like areas to cover, many changes to happen in future, probably some mechanics. I don't know. And yeah, the point is, I guess, to just suggest your stuff, but keep in mind all the other scenarios. Sometimes you think a suggestion is good, but there's like a bunch of other scenarios that like that suggestion will cause problem to other scenarios, you know. And yeah, like with that specific example you said, like a warrant just flying, swimming to infinity. Yeah, like our best idea, I would say at the time, was to add that thing where you like press 2 a couple of times. You say pull over to someone a couple of times, they will get resisting arrest, so you can kill them within the rules. And yeah, that was like at the time our best, let's say, fix for that solution. If you have a better one, you are free to of course suggest it and we can further discuss. But you have to keep in mind all the other scenarios, what this can, like if we change this, how can affect other things, like cop DM, like I don't know, unfair debts, so all the other things. So yeah, that's it. I hope we can work on this shit and like figure it out, let's say a better method to those kind of scenarios, like those very specific scenarios that happen.
Yeah, I always thought like if there were more boat spawns, then that would probably encourage cops to actually go in the water, right? Because
and also like let's say my personal stance. So I think that if someone is trying to like swim away to infinity, or the example Colgate mentioned where someone is like on top of some ladders and waiting for you to like start climbing so that you can kill them, in my personal opinion, cops should be able to kill them because this is a fast-paced server. Like we don't have to spend like 10 minutes, you know, just waiting for a heli or waiting for air support or something, just because someone is like, they know they are pretty much toast, they are just prolonging this, and like, why? So yeah, that's it, I guess.
That's a great example. Yeah, the latter one, that's an excellent example. I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, there are moments where, like, if you're a cop and there's a non-starred warrant, right? I mean, obviously, you're not gonna go off the ladder and just die. You get baited, obviously. So that kind of goes against the suggestion that was a few weeks ago when it came to, I think it was Attaboys, right? Where he was like, make the punishment for forcing unfair deaths like ramp up a bit earlier. That'll kind of throw that in the garbage a little bit. Mic me up. Ah, shit. Mic me up. What you're? Hold on. He does mic me up. He hasn't even put his hand up yet. Ah, there we go. Okay. Mr. Mike Me Up is up here with the, what do you say about that, Attaboy? What about the situation, right, where you got a fucking fell on top of the building, right? And then you got a cop down here, and it's like, ah, shit, bro. Like, if I go up that ladder, I'm dead. So, what are we doing?
What are you talking about? What we're doing? We're revamping the unfair death, 2025. That's when it's gonna go down. No, I legit, like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are like indifferent to this because one, it's like a split community. One, people don't really give a shit, and then the other two is they do give a shit because they get unfair deaths a lot. Because like, yeah, at the end of the day, I think I'm more of a, like, because at the end of the day, yes, you get unfair and it's whatever, but I think it's I'm more of a principle matter like thinker, where like I think more about the principle of the thing. And if we keep using like the excuse of like the unfair death being like all the unfair death script is what causes them to like, no, oh, don't do that again. Like they're still gonna do it again. I mean, like Redder said, I think originally I quoted it at like 15 or 20 minutes, and then you could just keep doing it. But then Redder, like, I guess, I don't know officially said, but mentioned that it was actually 5 minutes that you could just go through and kill somebody, get a warning, and then kill somebody again after 5 minutes, get a warning again. So I think, like, realistically, I mean, with the whole Amex situation, I don't want to bring Amex into this because Men's already got punished and whatnot. It's fine. Like, he's, done his time. But, like, in situations like that, I mean, like, people know how to abuse the system and then just be done with it and not really worry about getting actually punished for unfair. So I feel like, I know Navarro said something about updating it. And I feel like even though it's been quote unquote updated, I'm sure it has. Like, I'm not saying that was false, but we don't really know what's been updated so that we can prepare for, like, what are we going to call out? Like, what can we provide feedback on with this? So I do feel like there's just a lot that can be unpacked there. And I feel like, yeah, as you said, that kind of suggestion has been in the garbage for a little bit. I mean, it was like, yeah, we'll do it. And then it's like, crumple up the paper, try to make it. I don't even think it made it into the basket. It's like one of those crumpled pieces of papers that are just hanging out around the trash can. But I do get what Juno is saying, though, if some suggestions can have a huge impact on other things and other operations within the server, which is totally fine. But I feel like unfair death is kind of one of those things that can be revamped without having any significant impact to anything because, if cops are just getting these warnings, they're really, like, even the new cops, maybe that's why the new cops aren't learning anything, is because they're just getting warnings. So like, oh, well, if I'm getting a warning, I don't give shit. So
yeah, but then look, right now, like the first time you do cop DM, you just get a warning. Second time you get some money and you lose some credits. Third time you lose weapons, I believe. So again, this system, like, let's take this system. If we change something, this is also gonna affect the scenarios where, let's say, a cop, like, by accident kills a bunch of other cops in a heli or something. they are going down, you know. So like it's very hard to balance those two things. Like on one side you have the actual cup DM and how to prevent it, but on the other side it's very hard to like how would you like exclude the scenarios where this was an accident, and it happens a lot, you know, like a gas blows up, or I don't know, I mean the gas tank or something, and cops get a lot like those punishments. So yeah. Again, it's not that easy to like solve and to find balance for both things at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. You know, I do think that if cops are killing other cops, that should like fall. I think it should mainly fall into. I don't know how hard. Like I'm not a developer. I'll get it. Yeah, I'm not a developer. I don't know. But as far as like cop v cop DM and then cop v civilian DM, like I don't know if there's any way to specify and separate the two. You know, I know where you're coming from, and that does play that's like a big kind of wrench into it, because you know you don't want to, you know, you don't want to cause any issues over accidental stuff. But I do feel like, you know, Mossy stated that if we do something where it's unfair death, I think at least for right now, maybe the hot fix would be unfair death. If you get unfair death, you go to jail. You shouldn't lose either any weapons, or you shouldn't lose anything. Like you don't lose LI, you don't lose weapons, you don't lose anything like that. You go into jail and then you come out, or you don't even go to jail. Which, I mean, in
you should lose less weapons,
maybe less weapons, yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, like if you get an unfair death and then you don't go to jail, then it's just going to be like, you know, people popping out everywhere. I mean, I think probably the suggestion, and then like the possible way of solving it is if you go to jail on an unfair death, you lose significantly less weapons, or even no weapons at all. Like the impact is less severe than it is if you, because right now you don't lose LI. Who cares about LI? Because like that's like 30,000 on the server.
Let me tell you this before I get the Grand Tour up here, right? I suppose on your side, right? I thought about it a bit more, and when people say you lose nothing when you get unfair death as a felon, that's I think I said it before too. It's wrong, because yeah, as you said there, you lose part of your weapons, which cost something, of course. So yeah, I mean, I guess you lose less, but you don't lose nothing, I suppose, is the thought with that. The Grand Tour, what you got to say about Cop DM? So many people coming up today, huh? What you got to say about Cop DM, man?
I mean, you can hear me, right? I'm not too loud or anything?
Yes.
I mean, the only thing I want to kind of go into a sub-point of what Attaboy said. Like, I think the main problem is, like, there's a bunch of new cops coming in, and, like, the fact that they immediately go into cop and they get a warning, like, I mean, what Gino said makes sense. Like, I mean, like the first time they do it, they lose this and they lose that. But I feel like it's more of a first time thing, because you have like a lot of rookie cops just like shooting suspects and shooting non-resist felons. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. So like, maybe we should set like a training program for like people under a score of like, I don't know, 200 or 300. I know someone in the chat suggested like 300, but 100, but I want to say like a little bit higher. Because the whole point of like the unfair script punishment shouldn't be with the experienced cops. I mean, they know what they're doing. It's mainly for the new guys who come on, they hop on, they play as a cop, they shoot someone, they get away with it because it's an unfair script, and they just carry on happily. And by the time that any sort of actual punishment does happen, they just switch to something else. Like, I feel like it should be mandatory for like new rookie cops to go into training, and it shouldn't be optional. Like, I've lost count of how many times new cops have shot me as suspect when I've not been resisting. Like, I mean, it's pretty insane. So, like, yeah.
I have a rebuttal to that. And I feel like I'm going to say something that a lot of people are already thinking. I feel like if we did that, and God forbid Mossy ever wants to join COP, it's going to take him a very long time to get out of that training program if we base it off of scores. I
connect time.
I mean, that's one player, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, even Gino
No,
said in, like, the circumstance, like, that's for one player. And I don't think, I mean, Massey is a cop, but it's pretty rare. Like, nothing against him, but, like, I mean, that's, like,
By the way,
one specific player. So are we not gonna, like, update it because one player has a negative something score of 50,000 something? Like, come
Hey,
on.
Jinisu, go.
Just a reminder, we already have cop training and it's already mandatory. Like right now, if you switch the skin to cop for the first time, you're gonna have to go through the training.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already have that, and we have this as a way of punishment as well. Like if we see someone repetitively does cop DMing, like we warn them, but we can also send them like on this training again. And we do this often. And I guess what can we do maybe is add that in those cop DM warnings, like the second or the third warning, you'll have to go like automatically to the training. So we could do that. But yeah, the training, we already have that, and it's like right now, like if you change for the first time, as I said, you're gonna go there. You'll have to complete it before you start the cop.
What about the idea? I think Grant was kind of going there a bit. What about the idea of, let's say, there being like a connect time threshold for like, for example, let's say that a guy has 10 hours online, right? He's playing cop and he's wilding out and getting warnings all over the place. Maybe for a 10-hour connect time person, it would be a bit more lenient as it is right now. But for a several 100-hour connect time person, it would ramp up a bit more quickly.
I guess that kind of makes sense, but again, like what it comes down to is that the professional cops, they don't really do that. I mean, there's a few rule breaking here and there, but I mean, that's kind of punishing the pro cops, which I mean, I'm not even a cop most of the time, but I think that kind of goes against being a cop because like most of the pros like are cops all the time. I mean, one of them's in the chat, Atta, Gino, they're all cops. Like they don't really do mistakes like that or commit acts like that. So I mean, that's like, it's a good idea, but how much would it really work in the favor of, you know, like rookies coming in and actually decreasing that? Which I mean, Gino, you're probably right. Like maybe they have to go through training, but man, oh man, I've lost count of how many times I've been shot at as suspect. Like I've lost count, bro.
Yeah.
And like I just stopped reporting at this point because it's just like it's too much, dude. Like I can't report every single incident. And like I rarely even report if I do. So
I thought the regular cops are more of a problem though.
which ones? What
Like, you know, the regular cops that like kill non-stop warrants and shit. I mean, when it comes to like new cops and all that, I mean, yeah, I guess they're annoying, right? But they don't really cause this death or unfair death as a warrant type thing, which I thought was more of a problem. Like I would think that the new player problem would be a bit easier to deal with. I got another hand up, Wizzy. This will be a new record, ladies and gentlemen. Got well, Rash was in the count, but yeah, what you got, Wizzy?
15 people here. Now, what I wanted to say is like, first of all, there is no fucking way that we make it so, you know, new players read the rules and be so fuck this, you know, teaching them how to play shit. The only way that can be achieved is like by having maybe like 10-20 hour playtime before you get, you know, to become a cop. And even then, it's like, you know, that's just not happening because people are retards. Like, we need to consider everything. When we consider everything, we need to like realize that the majority of people are fucking idiots. That they aren't going to bother to like read or understand.
Rule 2, man. Gotta respect others.
He might,
like,
but I mean, I'm
he
with busy
goes
on
to
this
game.
one. He's got a damn good point.
Yeah, he goes to game. He has a gun. You know, he's just going to shoot at the first thing he can shoot at. But like, I think one of the things that should be like really considered is an unfair death shouldn't result in an arrest. So even if, you know, you get killed for some reason by some idiot cop, you know, you just respawn. So yeah, now, you know, before you had a supercar, now you don't have a supercar, now you have a shitty spawn, but you aren't arrested. So you still have some sort of a chance to like, you know, if you were a warrant and you weren't resisting, you still have a chance to like, you know, not still escape the cops. So unfair death, no arrest. And the cops need to work a little bit harder. Yeah, but it's a pretty easy skill. Let's be honest. Y'all have it pretty easy. You don't lose fucking life insurances and weapons for anything. So let's keep it real. So I think it should be fine like this. Unfair death.
Yeah.
No arrest and easy.
Yeah,
peasy.
I guess that second one we can take a look into that. That'd be. But yeah, the first one to like restrict people skills based on the time played. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. I think that's why this server is kind of special.
Yeah,
You can join and you can just instantly choose whatever, man. You don't have any like. You have to play X or Y. You have to be level X or Y, VIP, pay to win bullshit. Like you can just join and be cop. That's it. So yeah, I agree. We could maybe add some extra things. We could maybe, extend the training. We could add that thing if you. So I think right now, if you are innocent and cop kills you, like you don't, you just get an
nothing
unfair
happens.
death.
Yeah. But because Massey is the guy who complains the most about this. So what happens to him is he gets fucking obliterated basically by a bunch of cops. So even if he had the chance to escape, he can't, and somebody shoots. And this is the stupid thing is. Because of this, we get complaints like all the time. It was today or yesterday there was a complaint that he shot me. I was far away. I was running as a warrant, and he shot me and he killed me. So in that situation, there would be no complaint. Those complaints just disappear because the guy respawns. And then I don't think it's a problem. You got killed, nobody got anything. And the other thing that I think should be done is, okay. You have the situation where a warrant is running away, he isn't resisting, and a cop kills him. We implement that, and then you implement some punishment for the cop who just did that, a warning at first, and then that's it. Okay, no fucking need for the admins to now spend their time to go into the fucking complaints and see what exactly happened and go through a 10 minutes video of Sativa Blazer, fucking playing his own fucking song in the background and look at exactly what happened. Just the punishment that's in the script, that's enough. You respawn, you didn't get arrested, that's it. Done.
Yeah.
I kind of. Hold on, could I just stop you for a sec, Russian? I kind of agree with Busy, but dude, the whole point of respawning is even if you die really far away from the city, even if it's unfair death or whatever, you still spawn in the city, and if you have let's say if you weren't non-resisting, because I believe according to the rules you can't shoot someone on non-resisting, but you get shot, you die for whatever reason, you still spawn in the middle of the city with a warrant, so you're gonna get.
I think you should.
Yeah, and the punishment in the script should reflect that. Okay, so I think right now it's too fucking lenient because even as a cop, I killed 3 people, in the span of a day, and it was I didn't get shit done to me. So maybe make the punishment harsher, but no need for extra complaint when we already have some sort of a system to punish these people, because that's just 2 times the work, at least to me it seems, because somebody has gone and programmed some sort of a punishment, and then the same person has to go and physically punish the player, so then the punishment that's in game is redundant.
It's annoying.
We already discussed this, so Attaboy kind of had a similar idea before. And yeah, what I said is if we make those punishments more harsher, towards Cop DM, we are also gonna the let's say the accidental ones are gonna be harsher as well.
Okay, but you aren't killing 15 people accidentally, You're killing one guy every 10 minutes accidentally, maybe? It was when you kill 3 or 4 people in the span of 20 in-game minutes, that's not accidental, You're clearly doing something,
I agree.
Maybe the players themselves should take a look at their gameplay and okay, maybe I'm shooting at these players themselves and not at their cars. Maybe I can try and ram them instead.
I don't believe that's
modify my game.
I think that's what happens with Legion Square often a time, or at the main Mission Row Police Department, someone farts.
No
and then,
disrespect, my man. I don't want to hear shit about no Legion Square. Fly. What do you say?
Legion Square, man.
What's up, man?
Yeah, what I wanted to say is don't restrict it to playing time someone has on the server because you have players with 500 plus hours that still caught the end, so it's a bit biased, and you should be more noob friendly to someone because with more experience they'll stay on the server and they'll be encouraged to fix themselves maybe. That's probably why we had less of a player count because back in a couple of months ago because maybe we were too strict.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I could.
Well, before you say, yeah, I don't see the problem in the new cops. Really, I thought this was all about regular cops doing this shit.
No.
Yeah, and that's what I want to clarify. That's what I want to clarify is that the thread is that you're right, Rashawn. The thread is basically about current cop, like experienced players is what I call them, is because you can't really say like regular players because if you're just sitting it down to just them, like there are people who are even veterans now that are doing it, and so I think that the main idea of the thread was to cover the basis of experienced players doing this because realistically, like I when I was writing that thread, I didn't even know if I even give a shit if like new cops were killing me and getting me unfair. It's going to happen. It's a thing, right? Because they don't know the server. Like you said, Wizzy, no one's going to read the rules because everybody's illiterate when they join servers. And it's only until like admins force them to read the rules, right? Because apparently that's what admins have to do, is because people can't just have common sense to read rules. Admins have to enforce the rules, and that's when they kind of understand. Or if somebody like I've been trying to try to find some new cops who are like breaking the rules, who are hot mic or on the mic or something like that, and I try to tell them like, hey, man, you can't do this for this specific reason, right? So the original idea of the unfair death thread was, yes, originally it was to say like stop using the unfair death script with experienced players as a reason to say as a reason to like dismiss their behavior and actually punish them for like, you're not an idiot. You have been on the server for over 500 hours, even in 100 hours. You are a regular player plus. You should know by now that if they're not resisting, you shouldn't just crybaby your way out of it, shoot them because you're too much of a pissant in order to, chase after them yourself. You should know that you're not supposed to do this. And then punish them because they know better, right? I feel like using the unfair death script as like a reason of saying, well, you didn't lose anything, you got unfair death, what's the problem?
Yeah, you go to jail.
Right, no, but it's spoon feeding the people who are doing this because they're like, oh, you got a warning and stuff. And so I do think the unfair death script is useful in the way of like, if it's a new cop, I would be fine with somebody, like with an admin telling me on a complaint, yes, you got unfair death. They're learning the server. And then I'd be like, okay, that's fine, right? I don't think that I may have, somebody can call me out for this. I don't think I've ever reported a person who was like a fucking zero score Andy cop killing me, with the process of punish them, get them out of the server because they're learning, right? But like people like, and I hate, like I said, I hate to bring in Amex all the time with this situation. I'm not mad at him or anything like that. Situation's dealt with. But like an Amex situation, right? Amex knows the server. Amex has been playing on the server for a long time, like should know the rules, right? DMs in a very obvious way. Same with Nuno. Nuno is a veteran as well, was on the server for quite a while, right? That was slapped with like, oh, you got an unfair death, right? That's kind of the major topic of the unfair death thread.
I'll say this, now we can dismount, pause. I guess this goes back to the first thing you had said about give a shit versus not give a shit, because I would say 99% of the time, or not, I haven't remembered a time where I've actually reacted badly to this, but if I get killed as a felon and it's unfair death, I just say it is what it is. I go to jail and fuck it, But I don't know. I mean, I don't usually have someone doing it over and over again, in which case maybe that would be different, but
yeah, just to expand on that, Rashawn, and just like to on this player report right here, this dude, I don't fucking know his name and I don't really give a fuck, but like this dude, he was running around with a weapon. He had a weapon out he was running around with a weapon, and you know that white cops in America would shoot him as well. But he, but he was running around with a weapon out, and the cop had like some shitty gun, and he still got killed by the cop. So at what point do we just say also to people like this who, you know, go and post complaints like that, get fucking good, brother? Like, you have a weapon out, just fucking shoot at him, or don't fucking run if you want to get arrested. You know, just I'm not. This is like outside of this topic because it isn't like relevant. But I mean, complaints like this should be fucking discouraged, man. Like, this is a stupid complaint. This just does no good to nobody. You know.
I think most complaints should be discouraged. But
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, great discussion. I know that y'all.
I want to end it. I just want to say why I want to remove jailing for unfair death, because what often happens is when someone can't catch up to a warrant, they make him die, and well, what I wanted to say, they can't take him down with a car or with skills, so they kill him, like, and he gets sent to jail, and it's kind of abusable in a way, because it's not skill dependent, because it discredits all the discredits the chase in a way.
Yeah.
It also discredits like the actual cops who don't shoot, like who don't shoot at you when you're not resisting. That's the other problem, because I mean, I'm not gonna, like, unlike Atta, I really don't want to name any names, but like there are a lot of really good vet cops that don't shoot at you when you're not resisting, and I do appreciate them for that. But there are a lot of them that do shoot you even when you're not resisting. Like, it's happened many times. So I definitely agree with Neil. I fully agree with him.
What can happen is that you don't
I think this is all beautiful conversation. I know that Rashwan probably wants to move on, but I would say that if to continue the conversation within the thread is a great way to bring together ideas, and like, because in a vocal conversation like this, we can't really like plus or minus some stuff, but I feel like commenting on the thread might be a little bit more beneficial than making this the world record for the longest punkery show.
Yeah, true. Although I will say fuck text chat, although you're right. Vlad, 30 seconds, then we're done. Good.
Oh, we're still on?
What? Okay. You go ahead.
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love it. First of all, I haven't eaten yet. It's 1:30. I haven't eaten yet, so that's one of the reasons why I want to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But great discussion. You feel me? A lot of times, it's so tough to get y'all to actually fucking speak. But since a lot of the emotions have boiled over, I guess we got some dudes up here. So I love it. Thank you. Let's have it more, ladies and gentlemen. Use a damn voice and shit. Is this what happens when Hendrix not here? I don't know. But yeah, we are finished, ladies and gentlemen. I thank y'all for coming up. The Grand Tour, Vlad, Jinasuk, Wizzy, Attaboy. Who did I miss? I think that's it. Too bad Blair's couldn't be here because I wanted to hear him to dismount the show, but too bad. So anyway, this has been Rajan. For all y'all, this has been the Punkery Show. We'll see y'all next week. Isn't it?
Thank you. Have a good one.
2. Okay, well, easy.
Thanks, Rashawn. Have a good rest of your day, man. Take care.
No problem, man. I apologize for yelling at you. I just heard Legion Square and my Tourette's went off.
It's all good, man. It happens. I don't blame you. It's all fine. I'm never gonna say anything if you say that to me. So, all in a day's work.
Yeah, no problem, man.
See ya, man. Take care.
It was Entar, bro. I see your hand up, but okay, fuck it. I'm sure that there are people that want to hear you speak. We're already off.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Zentar over here. What's going on? Yo, what's going on, dude? I hear a lot of drama. Oh, a lot of people disagreements, agreements. Going on with the top stuff.
Actually
good.
Constructive, pretty good.
Was it a constructive conversation here? We're gonna move on.
Yeah,
move
we got some good ideas and shit. It was pretty good, I'd say.
Oh, that's very good. I'm very happy for you guys. What are you gonna eat, Rashawn? It's important.
Oh Lord.
You talk so much about this. We don't talk about you, man. Come on.
You don't want to hear what I'm gonna eat.
Please,
You know what?
I'm hungry and I'll eat anything. So I do.
You're hungry. Listen, after I say what I'm about to eat, you're about to not be hungry no more.
Let's go. I'm gonna lose my appetite. All right, come on, try me.
All right,
Some
listen, man.
McDonald's.
No.
Can I have
You
a
don't
nice
fucking
Big
know
Mac?
McDonald's. No, I don't fucking know Big Macs. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's I've said it before, but here's my morning eats, all right? So on one plate, right, you got the standard shit, right? You got the eggs, the bacon, the sausage. You got to put some grits on that shit too,
Oh hell yeah, of course.
right? That's one
Standard
plate.
American. Yeah.
Standard American, that's right. On the other plates,
Uh-oh.
Centaur, right? This is where the appetite's about to go down, all right?
Leaning back in my chair.
So we got sardines and we got oysters. You mash that shit up, right? Put it on the stove, right? Let it heat up a little bit. You don't really gotta cook all that much because, you know. And then there you go. So, oh no, yeah, here's what I put.
There we go.
No, that's not it. That's not it. So, after that, once it's done, you put that into a different bowl, right? And then you put some avocado mayo on that shit, bro, and mix that all up. You gotta put some more fat in that shit, bro. So, yeah, and then I put a few forks of kimchi on that shit. So,
Kimchi.
yep, that's right.
You're adding everything in there.
Everything, yep. So I don't know how many calories that is, man. That's a lot. I'll tell you that.
Sardines and oysters mashed up.
Mhm.
You're putting
Avocado. What?
avocado mayo in there.
I never said. Oh, avocado mayo. Yeah. Avocado mayo. Yeah. Yep.
And kimchi. Well, is there
Yeah.
something else?
Um,
Did I miss something?
no, a little bit of salt, but that's it.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that? What is it? Who do you call that? You made that up?
There's no name for it. No name for it. It's just breakfast, man. It's part one.
Wait, that's still breakfast?
No. Part one is the eggs and bacon and all that. But part
That's
two
normal.
is the oysters and the sardines. That's so.
Dude, that's a very interesting. Hey, do me a favor.
Hey.
All right,
Yeah.
make it and post it. I want to see what this looks like.
Oh Lord.
Because if it looks appetizing, then maybe I can be like, I'll try it out. But if it looks like a bowl of shit, then, I'm not gonna go ahead and eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you this. It
Does it
depends
look
on.
appetizing?
It depends on how much water makes it out of where the oysters were, right? Onto the thing you're cooking the shit on, right? It depends how much water ends up there. So there are times where, like take some oysters out, not a lot of water gets on there, so it'll be a bit drier, right? But there are times where there's more water into it, where it could be a bit more wet. So yeah, and if it's on the wetter side, then it's not going to look as good. You know what I mean? But just think about mashed up sardines and oysters, man.
I mean, that's where I kind of cut it.
I mean,
I don't even think I've ever had oysters in my life. Sardines, maybe, possibly, but probably not.
Well, you've had tuna, right?
I've had tuna, yes.
Oh
Is
Lord,
it the same?
no. Tuna's. I mean, maybe if you put the avocado mayo in it, right, then maybe it could be similar. But tuna ain't my thing, bro. It's too fucking dry. Like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all, bro. Y'all need some fat up in here, bro. Like, fat.
Yeah,
is
how can it
flavor,
be
bro.
dry?
Shit.
You're gonna fucking mix it up with some fucking avocado mayo and put some kimchi in it.
Well,
Smash it
yeah.
up with from oysters,
true.
man.
Well, yeah, with the avocado mayo, yeah, the tuna wouldn't be dry anymore. But I just don't like tuna, man. It's I don't know, just never liked tuna. Like when I used to eat that shit, I ate it, but like it's just I don't know. Plus the mercury and all that. Listen, like I said, if I wanna have mercury, I'll take a spaceship. You know what I mean? So I ain't fucking no tuna.
If you want to have a who?
If I want some mercury, then I will take
Mercury,
a spaceship. I'll take a spaceship to Mercury. All right?
I get it, Rashawn. It made me smile.
I know. But
I got it, bro.
yeah, I know, man. Oysters and sardines ain't for everybody. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, Rashawn, but I do want a picture, please. Can you do that for me?
Man.
Will you remember? Do you need a reminder?
I mean,
Come
the
on.
question is, do I want to? That's the question.
The question is not important. The question is what I want, and what I want is to see what you're eating. Okay.
Yeah.
And well, it looks interesting. No. It sounds interesting because that doesn't sound normal to me, and I don't think I've ever seen something like that. That looks. It sounds bad. But if you're saying it's good, then I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, maybe this guy's onto something. Maybe I'll try it out. Who knows?
Well, it tastes good to me at least, but it doesn't look. It looks
good. Like shit.
It doesn't look good. But I don't care about how food looks. So
as long as it's all going in the same spot, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you chew that shit up, it looks the same anyway. So why the fuck do I care about how food looks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a blind person doesn't.
I don't know. Nobody should. Well, I mean, I don't. I don't know what you're saying by that, but I don't.
No, I'm saying like a blind person wouldn't care because they can't see, so they will just be eating everything. And go depending on.
Well,
what
exactly.
taste,
True.
Right?
Exactly. So when it comes to food, I'm blind. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's what it'd be. I'll think about the picture. Then
all right, man. You're gonna do that now. As soon as we get off here, you're gonna go ahead and make that now.
I'm going to make it now. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you. All right. I'll tell you. I'm going to DM you in about 3 hours. That'll give you more than enough time to make it, to eat it, and to digest it. By then, I would want a picture. Please.
Hold up.
Yes, sir.
It only takes like 10 minutes to make. What are you talking about? This 3 hours yet?
Okay. Well, I'm just being generous. Okay. So how about this? 25 minutes. Siri, set a timer for 25 minutes.
Oh Lord. Okay. I thought you were saying something else because you were talking about 3 hours and like. I mean, it don't go that fast, bro.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was talking about. Well, I'll say this and then we'll get out. The eggs and bacon and grits, they look good. Like it looks good.
Oh, of course.
The orientation looks good. It's just part 2 looks a bit different. You know what I mean?
What's for part 3? Or you haven't thought ahead?
There's no part 3. No.
Part 2 ends today.
No, like there are 2 parts to breakfast. The eggs and bacon part, and then the sardine oyster part.
And then another part starts, and part 1 starts.
There's no part 3. By then, well, dinner's different. I'm very simple when it comes to dinner, man.
Oh, okay.
Just, I don't want to go to that. But anyway, I mean, it's 3 burger patties. That's all. But anyway, that'll do it.
Standard American. All right, guys.
That's standard American. 3 burger patties, bro. That's what it be. So anyway, that'll been do it. I noticed I forgot to turn the radio off, so we were actually anyway, whatever. So that'll been do it for the Funky Show. We'll see you next time. Have your oysters, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be a pussy.
Yep, with your avocado mayo.
That's right.